I had this kind of desire for some kind of a theater that wasn't Broadway musicals, that used music, that used mythology, that used humor. And I landed by accident in Indonesia. And I ended up there in a small village. I think I was one of the very first Westerners to ever live there, and met people who were really involved with mythology. And all of a sudden, I began to feel how powerful mythology could be when it was alive to somebody. I didn't understand a thing that was happening, except it seems like something that was, I just felt close to it. I wanted to know everything about it. I wanted to know more. When I got to Indonesia and saw that there was a theater form using that I hadn't even really heard of before, it astounded me and made me want to be part of it. What you see is a very small screen surrounded by people. There's a flame, there's music playing, and the Dalang, the shadow master, is sitting there manipulating puppets and telling a story in several languages at once, acting out this show. But I was just totally astounded by his ability to play all these different parts, to create these ancient sounds, and to get tremendous responses out of the audience. I met a Dalang and started studying with him. Nyoman Rajag was just a really wonderful scholar and performer who I would spend hours and hours with all day long. But I learned the entire repertoire just note by note, and the way the Balinese do, in fact, except much slower. The Indonesian word for shadow is very close to the English word for imagination. And for them, shadows are a kind of a link between the small world, which is inside of you, and the larger world around us, as well as past and future.
That dancing teacher, he is neither a man or a woman. And with a name like Candy. Candy, Dad. Please. Wapo ngaran na yan? He's a eunuch.
Yeah, ayu salak pun ako. He's unique.
Dream Shadows is the first projected shadow theater piece that I did on my own. And I got together with Nanik, the dancer, and we photographed her hands in all kinds of different dance positions, so that the dancers worked within this forest that was made up of their own hands in dance postures, and they were dancing around and through them. In Xanadu was the first major piece that I did using projected shadows. And for that, we had to go do a tremendous amount of kind of technological research to figure out what is the best light source. And then when we found out about it, how can we have one? And it turned out we had to build it. We used xenon arc lamps in a black box, because what you need to create a sharp shadow is a single point light source. What that gives you is an infinite range of focus. As soon as you have one thing in focus, everything there from that point on to the screen is also in focus. Here's a slide. In front of that, we can have a puppet moving around. And we can move the puppet closer to the light or farther away from the light and make it be as large or as small as we want. In front of the puppets, then we have an area where we have actors casting shadows. And we invented a kind of mask that they could wear, which permits them to see the screen all the time and yet have their silhouette in shadow.
Don't slap me, goodness.
The central focus of Xanadu really became the relationship between Kublai Khan and his wife, Chabi.
My Khan.
My empress. And she became really the most interesting, very equal partner in the whole empire building that they did.
I was his right hand, his light hand, his even hand.
When she dies, he wants to get her back, so he goes to the Buddhist priest and he can't help. He goes to the shaman and talks him into trying to take him to the underworld to rescue his wife.
Take me to her.
I will.
The climax of Xanadu is Kublai Khan's chase through the underworld, trying to catch up with the soul of his wife. Even the shaman has to drop back, but Kublai Khan is so desperate that he barges on forward and grabs her. And it's only when she turns and shows him her face of death that he realizes that he has to let her go.